know what she said, she might just change your life.
I think that what I've realized with when I started these videos was my initial video was actually a very scary one because this was before I even thought of doing anything on YouTube, but when my whole life kind of turned upside down and I didn't know what to do, I went to New York and I started getting a lot of messages from people saying like, oh, why don't I see you with your boyfriend? Like, it didn't help that my relationship was very public and my job was public. So when I wasn't on their TV, because I was working as a host on a TV show, and I wasn't, you know, with my boyfriend at the time, about a week in, people really started asking questions. And so I didn't really know how to tell them. And I was so depressed that I just was like, how do I don't want to talk to anybody directly. I don't even want, like, nobody. So I just turned on a record button on my computer, my laptop, and I just said, this is what happened. I don't know what's going to happen next. And I just was very candid. I talked for about 5 minutes, and I think there was something about that honesty. I've never been even that honest. Sometimes in television, I was always, I don't know, it was like I was putting on almost stuff in the hair and makeup. You put on a certain projected image of yourself, but this was like raw, and a lot of people have never seen that side of me, and I was so scared. I felt like puking when I posted it, but it was like a sense of closure as well. So I posted it, and within a couple hours, it hit like 4,000 views. And I had no subscribers, so I didn't know how the heck this was like spreading like wildfire. I started checking my emails. I started getting hundreds of emails, like hundreds and hundreds of Facebook messages from people that I respected and admired and people I didn't even know. And that sort of set everything that was the first video, essentially. And what people have been watching me do is sort of build from there. But
when you give people tips, do you tell them to share something that authentic as a start-off point? Would that be a good...
No, I would say, like, it depends on who you are. You have to make content that you love, right? What I would say is just make something that's shareable, because it's what... Essentially, you want to make something that makes a lot of people smile. Maybe it moves them it moves the masses. So finding something that's topical, shareable, and that people could relate to. That's what I would say go for. But mine just happened to be, oh, hey, my life turned upside down, and a lot of people could relate to that, which was comforting to me. And I think this goes back to why you think, why do people want to just share this online? Why do people even care? Through doing these videos, I've realized I've attracted a lot of people. There's a lot of people who watch videos who have their own issues. They have depression. They have social anxiety. Sometimes they don't want to have to get up and do their makeup and go and hang out with a friend. They just want to be like, oh, what's up? Like, what's Rachel doing? Even my grandma now waits for the vlog constantly. She can't go out and run around constantly. Like, she has a bad back, so now she watches me. And my dad, they're in Vancouver, like, he can watch me and watch how my week's going. So I think there is something kind of special about, like...
It's probably a good thing they're not on your Snapchat.
I know, they'd be so offended. They'd be like, Rachel, why don't you answer me ever?
Click the channel subscribe button for full-length interviews and more from What She Said here on YouTube.